we'll see a new database pop up over there on the left. There, okay, my new Drupal install. Glad I don't have any weird databases in there. Since I'm showing you all. One of the presenters at DrupalCon had his official database password up on the slides. So he's like, he tweeted afterwards, please everybody, just forget that you saw my DB password. So once you've done this, you would go over to your local host, and once you type localhost in, you see my Drupal thing has already came up here. I'm not going to walk through the install screen because it's just basically a point and click. You grab that password that you saw, and it's going to ask you to paste that password in, and also to put the user that we created. So my user was my new Drupal install. Aside from that, you don't have to do a lot of customization right off the bat. You just have to tell it how to connect to the database, and you're pretty good to go. Just needs the username and password. So you might think it's kind of scary, but you just click install Drupal will be the link. See, I know this by head now because I've gone through these steps so many times. It brings up a screen for the database stuff, and then after that it says, okay, installing all your core modules and stuff. And then it'll pop out a screen saying, hi everybody, here's Drupal, this big wall of text, here's what you can do, create content, blah, blah, blah. In Drupal 7 they fixed that, and they just said, hi, you've successfully done Drupal, click here for help. Much better than a giant wall of text, like, oh my god, what am I doing? It's so complicated. And then once you've installed Drupal, like he showed earlier, this is kind of what you get, this default Garland theme, and these links on the side about create content and administration. And that's usually where people get kind of afraid and get kind of stuck and they're not sure where to go. And he kind of showed you about how you can create nodes, work your way across. What he didn't show you is the secret sauce to Drupal success, which is the administration menu. This is a must-have contributing module. It brings the warm fuzziness back to Drupal. I get that warm fuzzy, pretty kitty cat feeling with Drupal admin. You can see I'm excited about it. So instead of having to drill down through a bunch of menus, everything is right up here, easy to go, say where you want, create content, if you want to flush caches, all this stuff that might need like configuration, users, creating users, all that stuff is ready for you. So you just walk through the steps that he showed you about installing a module. Go to Drupal.org, find the module, install.
Question, if you have trouble with that kind of menu, can you drill down if you want to?
Yes, absolutely. You're still over here, so if I went to administer, and then it'll bring up, it's on my local host, so it's going kind of slow because I got all this other stuff. But it'll bring up the long list of menus. So here, yeah, you can see, and then you can drill down individually. But you can see, like, if I wanted to do site names, I'm all the way, down there. I have to scroll all the way to the bottom, whereas up here, I just go site configuration, site names. So let's see, let's get back to, that's kind of the demo of the Drupal install. Okay, so our theme. So let's go over here to, this is a Drupal theme. It's using our university template. It's available to all you, free to download, free to use, free to please send me suggestions and bugs back so that I can fix any problems with it, because it's still not going to say it's perfect. It runs great on our sites that we're using in production. It's been tested by Access Team. I think we've met accessibility requirements, but we're still ongoing if anything comes up. And you can see I'm at our Drupal community site. We're going to be creating a wiki and stuff too, but we have all these training materials. So you can see over here, SF State Drupal theme. You would click on that. I'm going to log in again. This is the one thing, it's only available to people on campus. But if you have an SF State ID, that's all you need. You just log in your SF State ID, your normal password. And since I'm logging in, I'll go ahead and say we're using single sign-on, using Shibboleth, and we're interested in promoting that on campus. I don't know yet how it's going to work with your other Drupal sites, but I think we're pushing towards that. That's the goal at some point in the future. So right now, we're definitely willing to help you set up and work with Shibboleth on your own, or talk with us about how that effort's going for future efforts to make it so we can all use the Shibboleth we have going, which Nat is the Shibboleth expert. So he Shibboleth, S-H-I-B-B-O-L-E-T-H. And don't feel bad, 'cause somebody at DrupalCon was the same way. They were a Drupal expert and they did not know how to spell shibboleth either. So you see here, sfsu.zip. You just would click here, download it, same sort of process. You get a zip file. We would open this up, and we're just going to unzip it into the themes folder. So you see here I'm at htdocs/all/themes. So I would just put my SFSU there. It's already there, so we'll overwrite it. And then here I am back here on this one. I should be, if I got the right one, I should be able to go to themes, and I'll see SFSU come up. And while waiting on that, oh, well, it came up pretty quick. You can see I have a couple themes here. Some that I've created, some that are on their own. So here you see SF State, template theme, and also SF State 4 theme. And you would just click to set as your default, and click to enable it. And then you would save your configuration. I don't quite want to do that because I don't want to go through the hassle of going back and forth with it. But you can also see, here's another theme we created for the SF State portal. So you can get completely different. You know, you're not stuck to some sort of model of how to do things. I know some people kind of were very purple here, eggplant color. Some people didn't like all that, but you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. And there's a lot of themes available on Drupal.org. If we go back to Drupal.org and we click on themes, there's a lot of stuff already out there. But I'd highly encourage you, if you're doing an SF State website, to consider using this theme and helping us work on it and make it better, make it so that it's usable by everybody on campus without much issues. Let's see, so this is where we are now. So we're all pretty fragmented, we're all doing things very decentralized, and that's okay. That's a lot of universities I talked to at DrupalCon are all doing things very fragmented, decentralized. A lot of people are working on efforts. I think UC Merced is one of the very few universities that's actually gone with pushing Drupal as their main thing. Arizona State University has done Drupal as their entire website, centrally managed, and they have a lot of good things to say about it. They've been very happy with that adoption. So don't be afraid to think that Drupal can't eventually be something that works for a lot of needs, or that it doesn't work for campuses, because there was at least about 20, 24 different university people I met that were at the Drupal conference doing exactly what we're doing, figuring out the exact same problems we're figuring out. How do we manage this? How do we, get everybody together? So I told you about the template, so now you have that available to you. And then the nice thing about it is Drupal manages a lot of that stuff for you. So if you've seen some websites don't implement the SF State theme correctly because we have floats and that kind of stuff, and then you get like a weird footer that's like thrown off. And if you're using this theme, it's a lot easier because all your content just gets stuck in the middle. You don't have to worry about that formatting stuff anymore. You don't have to worry about how it's going to look. You know it's going to look that one way, and you just throw your content in there and you're done. What we'd like to do is we'd like to get an installation profile, and what that is if you're used to installing a program like a .exe, point and click and boom, you're done. We're working on doing that so that you can have that for Drupal. Drupal has installation profiles for like media sites already, so they have everything ready for you to create a media site. There's a bridal shower website template. So what we hope to do in the near future is make that installation profile, put it up for you guys. If you're wanting to jump in quick, you can just double click on that installation profile and it'll be bam. All you have to do is again put in that database username and password, and then you're all set up with our theme already. All the modules that we suggest you use will already be there for you. And again, we've got a Drupal user group on campus, meets every month. All of you are welcome to come. It sometimes gets more technical, but we highly encourage anybody, whether you're just beginning Drupal or you're all the way at the top, feel free to come to that, or feel free to get involved in this California-wide initiative that I'm spearheading to get going. I talked about the single sign-on for you guys. So getting more modules, he talked about that's one of the hardest things about Drupal is finding which modules work for you. I really, again, he was right about go to the community, ask if you need